Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name's Haley. How's it going? So today, I'm not sure quite what I'm going to call this video yet, but I'm kind of just doing like a, these are my favorites, and telling you why, and putting them on my face. And so, if that sounds interesting to you, then go ahead and keep on watching. If not, then I'll miss you. Okay, so let's just get right on into this. So first off, I'm going to be talking about my YSL, why do things have such hard names? Touche Eclat Blur Primer. I have been absolutely loving this. It really does blur your face. It's not nearly as drying as like the Benefit Professional. So this is very moisturizing while also blurring, which is awesome. Best of all worlds. Once it's kind of everywhere, I like to really just kind of start pressing it into my skin just so that it'll really absorb everywhere. I don't know if you guys can tell on camera, but I can tell a huge difference right when I put it on. Like my skin, my pores, my skin always looks awful, but my pores at least like just look vanished, which so nice. So that's been a huge win this past month. So I just went ahead and put on my foundation and little spot concealer off camera because you guys have seen me do that a million times, or I don't know, like 4 times. That's enough. So next, I'm going to go in with some concealer that I've really been loving. I would say equal to as much as I like the Shape Tape, which is saying something for sure. So this is the NARS, I don't know what it's called, Soft Matte Complete Concealer in Chantilly. I normally try and stick away from everything that says matte because I have such dry skin, but I figured I'd give this a shot anyways, and I really love it. A little bit goes a long way with this stuff, so I just take it on a little concealer brush. This is my Morphe R42. Just take a little bit underneath the eyes. Always like to bring it down into my smile lines, on my chin, and then of course I'll bring it on the bridge of my nose and my forehead. And sometimes I'll even put it up on the sides of my nose too, where my glasses rest. A little bit more slip proof than foundation is alone. Of course, I'll just go ahead and blend it out with my little Equal Tools sponge like I normally do. Like, oh hi, what dark circles? I don't find that it's totally matte. I think it's more of like a satin. So I'm just going to go ahead and set that with my RCMA powder like I normally do. I'm sweaty.
Me too.
So everywhere else on my face, I have been absolutely loving this. This is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Compact. When we talk about this packaging, it is so beautiful and sleek. It's got a little magnet closure. Oh, looks like that. It's just beautiful. Also really cool. It lifts up and there's a little sponge here in the bottom that I never use, but that's okay. I just kind of go in with my Morphe R0. I have been loving this because it is so, it just makes the, what? I can't talk. It just makes the skin look so flawless and like airbrushed. And it just offers just that little extra oomph of coverage. Shit. I was gonna do the CoverFX Custom Enhancer drops. But normally I put them underneath the powder, and I just put powder all over my cheekbones, of course. You know, it says that it's supposed to work over powder too, so let's just go ahead and give this a shot now before I like do my brows and bronzer and everything, just in case it's like an epic failure. Okay, so I've got the Custom Enhancer drops in shade Celestial. It looks like this. Oh, I'm really bad at this. It looks like that. It is so beautiful. It is blinding. Look at this liquid metal in here. I'm going to show you guys just on my hand. One little drop, just like that. Look at this. It's like literally putting a mirror on yourself. It is insane. Yeah, I'm gonna bathe myself in it real quick. This is a little bit pricier. I think it was a little bit over $40, but seriously, like I don't think I'm ever going to go through this bottle. Like a little bit goes such a long way. Got a hair on my nose. And I just like to blend it out with my finger. Honestly, I feel like the Beauty Blender kind of picks up a little bit of foundation and stuff, which is no bueno. Just dab it in with your finger, kind of build it up. Like, okay, do you already see this? This is insane. And I just like to kind of bring this up along my brow bone. Okay, so this does still work really beautifully over the powder. Can we just take a minute? Highlighting is honestly like my favorite part of every single day. It's so easy to get carried away with this stuff. That's like not a negative though for me. And I love to put this on my shoulders too. Like I just turned into the Tin Man real quick. Yes. Like, hello, part-time job is stoplight. I'm just going to go ahead and bronze up a little bit with a bronzer that I have absolutely been adoring. This is the Physician Formula Butter Bronzer. It's in the shade Light, which I love that they have two shades. This is a great dupe, by the way, for the Hula Light. It is so awesome. It does have just a teeny little sheen to it, so if you guys are not a fan of that, then you might not like this. It smells like tropical summertime beaches. And of course I'm just going to do the little hollows of my cheek here. And so then I also just really love to bring this on my jawline. And of course I like to bring that down my neck. Now let's go ahead and put that on the temples and the forehead. And I always make sure I kind of brush this into my hair so that it kind of gets on my scalp a little bit, so that when my hair moves I don't just have like a white scalp and then a tan forehead. Now I'm going to go ahead and contour like I always do. I'll do this off camera because, again, you guys have seen it. Okay, so now for a blush that I've really been loving. This is another Physicians Formula. This is the Butter Blush. Just seeing this in the packaging, I really didn't think I was gonna like it. It looks, I don't know, it looks very muted. But this on the skin is a really beautiful, like, mauve-y color. It's got like that tiny little bit of luminosity that I've been using this every single day, which I did not expect at all, but I love it. So I'm just taking my Unstoppable Powder Brush by It Cosmetics, and I am just going to kind of brush that all over I'm just going to kind of brush that all over the apples of my cheeks and bring that up towards, I don't know, my hair. Like, do you see how pretty that is? And this does smell exactly like the butter bronzer, so if you're into that, which you should be, you're gonna love this. I just went ahead and set that Cover FX highlighter with some powder highlighter, my Jeffree Star in Eclipse. For brows, I don't really have anything new either, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do those off camera, and I'll be right back, you guys. Okay, so brows are on my face. One thing new that I have been doing with the brows is I've been using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. This stuff is awesome. It is like glue for your eyebrows. I would say it works just as well as the Benefit Ready Set Brow that I've been using, but the applicator is very different. Like, this almost looks like a little mascara wand, which is really cool because it really separates all of your brow hairs and you don't have any weird clumps, which is something that I didn't love about the Ready Set Brow. This is an awesome product and I've been really enjoying it. Next step is eyes, and I'm really excited about this part, you guys. I just got the Natasha Denona Sunset Palette, and this thing is a fucking beast. Okay. So I just tried to clean it off, but made it a lot worse, so I'm just gonna, it's fine. It's already been kind of beat to filth, even though I've only had it for like a week. I would say that the only thing that people might say is a negative about this would be the foiled shadows. Like, obviously you can kind of see like all the dust all over the place. That is only from the foiled shadows. Like, they shed a lot, but I find that I don't really get that so much on my eyes so long as I use like MAC Fix Plus or something to apply it with. I never have any fallout below my eyes. So I don't personally see that as a negative. It's got like an eyelash in my eye or something. Get out of there, you son of a bitch. So an eyeshadow primer that I have really been digging is this Milani eyeshadow primer, which is just from the drugstore. And it is so good. I honestly think I like this a little bit better than my Urban Decay priming potion. I find that it doesn't stay tacky nearly as long as the Urban Decay, and I've never had any creasage while I've used this. And it's like half the price, so what's not to love, right? Another thing too is it doesn't say that it does this, but I have definitely noticed that it evens out the color on my eyes. Like it does a little bit of color correcting action. Like my eyes look like they have some concealer on them. I would say the one and only negative about this Natasha Denona Sunset palette is that there is not a good just setting color, you know, skin color, skin tone. So I'm going to go ahead and dip into my Too Faced Sweet Peach palette just to get some of that really pretty white peach color, just to set my concealer, that's all. But that step still just makes blending shadows later on just a little bit more easy. So now for a transition shade, I'm going to go in with Bermuda right there. It's just a really beautiful like peachy pink. I'm just going to blend that right into my crease. Little windshield wiper motions. These shadows are so buttery and smooth and creamy, and they blend so beautifully. It's my first Natasha Denona anything, and so I'm just like living for it right now. I'm living the fantasy. I'm going to deepen up the crease a little bit with some Sinai Volcano, and then that same color that I was putting in my crease. I'm just going to kind of tap into all three and kind of create a custom crease color. Do you see this? Here's the culprit. It stood no chance. I didn't even feel that. So these are very buttery and soft shadows. Well, anyways, another thing that I love about this palette is the variety of shadows. Like there are a few foils, and there's a few metallics, and there's some satin shades, and a few mattes, which is awesome. You can create such a variety of look. Okay, so I am going to go back into my outer corner later, but first I want to lay down the foiled pigment on my eyes, and then I'll kind of use those darker colors to blend it in. I'm going to grab my It Cosmetics Smoothing Concealer Brush. Any little flat topped whatever concealer brush will do, and I'm going to go in with Bronzage, the one that I just killed like 5 minutes ago, right there. I'll just go ahead and coat both sides of my brush, and then I'll take some MAC Fix Plus and spray him down on both sides. With this color, I am just going to focus it on the outer third of my eye, not really going into that, what I just laid down out there. I can't talk. I don't know. You guys know what I mean. Psh. And I'm going to take that all the way to the middle. Okay, and I'm just going to wipe off that little brush real quick, just kind of get that color off. I'm just going to take Sun Dazed next, right there, that true gold color. And I'm going to cut my brush. I am going to coat my brush just like I did with the other one, and spray it down with some Fix Plus and coat it again, and just really, I'm going to do like a little half cut crease and just kind of pat it along the inner half of my eye without blending it up. So just as sharp of a line as you can get. Just go nice and slow. Slow and steady wins the race. Okay, sorry. I'm going to kind of just pat to blend into the other color, the other foiled color that I laid down. This is seriously so pigmented. I'm like dying right now. I can't help it. I'm just like looking at the mirror like, oh, okay. Natasha Denona, killing it, girl. Now I'm going to take my little pencil brush, my Morphe Y20, and I'm going to dip into Tan Gin here, this beautiful burnt red color. Kind of like a raspberry almost. And I'll just pick that up all over my pencil brush, tap off the excess, and drop my brush, and then do it all over again. Okay, get your shit together, Haley. And I'm just going to put him right on the outer corner and kind of just barely drag that in. And I'm just blending that into that darker foiled color. And then I'm going to take, I don't know how to say this, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, Igneous, and a mixture of that other one also. And I'm going to dip into both of them because I don't want just a straight up brown, but I also want to just deepen that red a little bit. And I'm going to place that right on that outer corner. And I'm not going to blend that one up quite as far. I'm literally just putting that right there. Now that we've got that down, let's go ahead and, I'm like a little bit nervous for this part. This is kind of like a first impression. I've never used this before. This is the NYX Glam Liner Aqua Lux Waterproof. It's their kind of true gold shade. I have two gold shades right here in front of me. One is kind of their like glam gold, I think is what they call it, and then the other is just the true gold. So I'm going to wing it out with the true gold, and then just do, if that like looks, I don't know, just in my head, I'm just going to do a little line of this underneath just to really make it like pop out. Let's go ahead and do that. I do like the applicator too. It's very flexible. These are so pigmented. I am very impressed. These were only $5, which I think is amazing considering how intensely pigmented they are and how smoothly they go on. Like, look at that. I do think I'm gonna go ahead and take that kind of glam gold and put it, just a little line of it underneath, just to really kind of separate it out and make it a little extra dramatic. Okay, so now it's time for the bottom lash line. So now I'm going to take that same little pencil brush and I'm just kind of wiping it off because we're very economical here. I'm going to, I think, kind of go in with shade Sinai, just to kind of tie the whole look together. And I'm just going to put that all the way across, and I'm going to go in with a darker shade next on the outer corner. I'm being very careful not to mess up what I did just now with all the liners. I'm just smoking that down a little bit because y'all know I like a smoky lower lash. Okay, now I'm going to take my Morphe 124 and I'll just go ahead and dip into a combination of Terra and Igneous. Those two colors, Terra, Igneous. And just kind of buff that along my lower lash line closest to my outer corner, just to give a little bit of dimension. Now, last but not least, I'll go ahead and dip into Ice Gold there, that beautiful highlight color, just on that same little brush that I used on my lower lash line. Of course, I wiped it off. And I'm just going to plop that into my inner corner and brow bone. That's so beautiful. Okay, so now I'm going to go into my lower waterline with the Smashbox Always Sharp 3D liner, just to kind of smoke it out just a little bit and make my eyes, in case they're not already, more dramatic. And I'm not doing anything new for lashes, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do that off of camera. I'll be right back, you guys. So now for lips, I think I'm going to keep it nice and neutral because I really want those eyes to be the centerpiece. So I'm going to take Mannequin first, and I'm just gonna go on in as I normally do. I always notice my mustache when I'm filming. And before that dries down completely, I'm going to take I'm Nude and I'm going to plop that right into the middle. Then I'll blend that out with a little concealer brush, just tapping it out. You can use your finger, you can do whatever the hell you want. You do you, girl. And that'll just make your lips look a little bit extra voluptuous. And last but not least, let's go in with some setting spray. So first I'm going to take my Urban Decay All Nighter, as per usual. Honestly, this setting spray is so hard to beat. Like, oh, okay, let's do it. I'm going in with my MAC Fix Plus because I just really like the finish that it gives. It definitely doesn't make your makeup last longer, but it does make it look super radiant. So I'm just going to plop a couple squirts of that right on top. The one thing I don't like about this is the sprayer. It's like whoosh. So I really hold this one far away. So yeah, that's it, you guys. Just a subtle little day look. Perfect for taking the dogs to the dog park, a picnic on the beach, lunch with your grandma. Those are all good options that this is for. So if you guys liked this sort of like current favorites, try on, show you guys, let me know. Like, sound out down in the comments, give me a like, hit that subscribe button, and I'll keep making them. That's the look for today. Had fun being a little bit creative, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys. There's literally sweat dripping down my boobs right now. I feel like introverts shouldn't be allowed to do YouTube, right? I'm so bad at this. Do you guys still like me? I can't talk. Like, I already can't talk normally, but then you put a camera in front of me and I'm like, get your shit together.